So I just chased my husband out of the house, a house that he bought before he knew me, so I could make this video. So it's going to be good, guys. Hi friends, we're here today to talk about books. This may be my last book haul for a long time because the source is drying up. I used to get books from publishers. I don't know if it's because I haven't been reading and reviewing the books like I'm supposed to, but the well is drying up. Some of the books are not coming as fast as they used to. Okay, so something's changed. So I usually get books from publishers, from Penguin Random House publishers, and that's because some years ago they invited me to be part of their Bookstagram influencer mailing list, and every month they'll give me some options and I can choose a couple of books that I want to read and hopefully chat about on Instagram, because that's where it started, Bookstagram. So some of the books I talk about over there, but my main place to chat about books for a while now has been YouTube. And I also have a bookish blog, and of course there are the pretty pictures and the reels on Instagram, but I think my main platform has been on here for a while. So I haven't been paying attention to my Bookstagram growth as I guess I should, and it's stagnated, maybe because I'm not dancing on reels as much. Every now and then I do that, but my Bookstagram following doesn't meet the threshold that they would like me to have. So they've changed some things about their system, and it's not just that I have Bookstagram, it's that I need to have Bookstagram with a certain number of followers. So here is my petition. If you want to hear me get more books, especially new books, and chat about them, if you want to help me keep getting new books I can talk about, then go follow me on Instagram if you haven't already. Share my account if you have friends who you think might enjoy following me and checking out my profile. Please go do that. So yeah, that's some administrative stuff out of the way. So because I'm not sure about whether or not I'll be getting more books from that publisher, it's possible that this will be the last of those book hauls where I chat about, oh, I got these books from Penguin Random House. So because I want to acknowledge Penguin Random House and beg them, please, Penguin Random House, please continue to send me free books because I love them. Even if I don't read them right away, I have loved some of the books that I have gotten from them, and I'll continue to chat about them, chat about those books that I've already gotten, even if I don't get new ones. But here are some books that I got recently that I'll share with you. I got this book, which I think is the perfect beach read, except we went to the beach and this hadn't yet come, and I don't know if we're going to the beach again before the end of the summer. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff in flux, but I'm very excited because Judy Blume is an author that I'm familiar with from my childhood, and I love that she's still writing books for adults. The adults who have grown up from being readers of her young children's fiction. So yeah, Judy Blume has a new novel called Summer Sisters, and it's about two friends who claimed each other as children, and they eventually had some kind of a falling out, and it's them trying to reassess whether they can be friends as adults. So really excited to read this one, just haven't gotten around to it yet. Then I have this book which I'm really excited about the synopsis, and like I said, these are all books from Penguin Random House. Thank you, Penguin Random House. The Scent of Burnt Flowers by Blitz Bazawule, I think is how that name is pronounced. This is a book that starts off in the United States with African Americans who flee because they are involved in an issue. They're fleeing some kind of violence, and they have a friend in Ghana who turns out to be the Prime Minister or President of Ghana, Kwame Nkrumah, the country's embattled president. Yeah, so he's an old college friend of the protagonist, Melvin, and so they go to Ghana. And so this is a novel that starts in the United States and has the reverse passage going to Africa. And so I'm excited to read this one, just haven't gotten around to it yet. The Scent of Burnt Flowers. And man, I'm just so excited about these books. BookTube Prize has kept me really busy these past few months, but I'm going to read all these books soon. So yeah, very excited about this one. This is historical fiction about Joan of Arc, who I think is a figure that I want to read more about. Joan of Arc, no, The novel is called just Joan, and it's by Catherine J. Chen. And I love that the publishers sent me this little gift. It is, I don't think it's, I'm not sure if it's a sticker. It could be a sticker, but it says right here, Joan up. I love that. And it also has a little charm, which I don't know if you guys have noticed. I don't really wear jewelry, but I'm very excited about this because I think I could put it on anything. And it's a Joan of Arc cameo, kind of. I don't know if that's what it is. And on the back it says pray for us. So isn't that cool? So Joan, a novel by Catherine J. Chen. This was, of course, a gift from Penguin Random House, and it is historical fiction about the life of Joan, who was Joan of Arc. Very excited to get to that one someday soon. Then we have this novel called Flying Solo, which is about a woman who is about to turn 40, smarting from her recently cancelled wedding, and about to turn 40. This woman called Laurie Sasselin returns to her Maine hometown to handle the estate of her great aunt Dot, a spirited adventurer who lived to be 93. Do you want to know more? I've read and really enjoyed some books set in Maine. Hi Heidi. Heidi from my reading life lives in Maine, and she's not the only person I know who lives in Maine, but that's another story for a different time. But every time I read a book about Maine, I think of Heidi. So hi Heidi. Is this one on your radar? Flying Solo by Linda Holmes, and she's the author of Every Drake Starts Over, which I gifted my mom recently. I have to ask her if she read it. So that also came from Penguin Random House, as did this one. This is a book for my kiddo. It is Stories of God and Kiki. This is a story by Dave Collins, art by Amy Domingo, and of course it's a children's book. It is hardcover, but the pages are soft pages. So I read this with my daughter. I don't give this to her to read because she rips out colorful pages, even though she is 2. No, she is 2. So that's what she does at this age. But I love getting children's books for my daughter where the characters look like her. And I feel like representation is just so important because a lot of the videos that my daughter has been watching online are children who don't look like her. And I want her to be exposed to people who look very differently, but I also don't want her to feel that people who are on TV have to look a certain way, and so she can't be on TV because she doesn't look like that. Like that's not something that I want her to believe. I want her to be represented in every phase of her life. I want her to see herself and be able to envision herself. So books like this are very, very important for us as we read together. And so yeah, that came from Penguin Random House, as did this one. This is a cookbook called Love Real Food, Catherine Taylor of Cookie and Kate. This is more than 100 feel-good vegetarian favorites. I'm not vegetarian, let's just put that out there, but I do like to eat vegetarian and plant-based foods sometimes, most times. So love this. I'm gonna be talking about it here and on Instagram. So hopefully, Laura Brahman, she has a fantastic Instagram profile where she talks about every book that she reads very, very, very well, very succinctly. And she's been doing this Rainy Day Bites series on her channel where she's a part of a book club where they discuss cookbooks and make recipes from the books and share those pictures on Instagram, and I love it. So she has inspired me to kind of do that, and I have quite a few cookbooks that I have received in the past couple of years, and I haven't really made a lot of things from them. So we'll have to be intentional about doing that. So that came from Penguin Random House, and this is not the final, but the author's name is Joe. I'm not sure how to pronounce this last name, so forgive me. I'm going to research that, so I won't mention it here for fear of messing it up. But this is entitled The Power of Strangers, The Benefits of Connecting in a Suspicious World. And this is about us rethinking our views or preconceived ideas about strangers, why we avoid them. Because yeah, we know you shouldn't, take candy from strangers, but how about having a conversation with them? If you're an adult and they're an adult, and you could just make a new friend, like maybe that's the thing that we should think about when we think about strangers. So this is about why we are why we talk about strangers the way we sometimes do, why we fear them, why we are hesitant to approach someone that we don't know and start a conversation, even if we're not, afraid of violence or people just, I don't know. I don't know what we're afraid of, but maybe we shouldn't be. This book is about rethinking that and trying to learn how to do differently, but also this author putting to practice some of the things that he talks about and sharing his experiences. So very excited to read this one. And it seems like it's a pretty short book. Here's a picture of the author. I love when author pictures are right here. I should have been sharing that with you before. But yeah, very excited to read this one someday soon. And here's the last book that I have in my haul from Penguin Random House. And I'm very excited about this one because I was chatting with Columbus today. Columbus is from... He's a buddy reader. He comments here on YouTube, but doesn't have his own YouTube channel. But over on Instagram, you can find him at Giovanni Coltrane, and he comments usually on a lot of my pictures, so you could check out his profile there. And he's a runner, and we do buddy reads together. And in one of our buddy read check-ins, he was just chatting about running and continuing to run even when the heat wave was on. And I'm still sweating, even though the heat wave is over. But I used to run, and so I got this book from Penguin Random House, and I'm very excited because it makes me want to get back to running, and yeah. So this is called Finding Ultra by Rich Roll, and I'm never going to be an ultra runner. Ultra runners are people who run distances longer than the marathon, which is 26.2 miles. A lot of ultra runners do 100-mile races and things like that. That will never be me, guys. That will never be me. But I used to run, and I felt really good physically when I was a runner. When I was a runner. That sounds strange saying it, but yeah, I'd like to get back to running. And this book is about one man's experience finding running and finding ultra running right on the cusp of turning 40, and how running changed his life as well, from being overweight to being in peak fitness, and having this body that appears on the front cover of this book. So very excited to read that and be inspired by this man's story. And so yeah, those are the books that I've gotten from Penguin Random House. And so I'll just show you very briefly, because these are all books that you're going to hear me chat about. Otherwise, these are books that came to me from another publisher, well, from a publicity tour company. TLC Book Tours sends me books to write reviews about. And so here are 3 books that I've gotten from them recently. Two books that I've gotten from them recently. Where Wild Peaches Grow by Cade Bentley, and The Craigslist Incident by Jason Fisk, which I already read, and you'll hear about this in a wrap-up. Yeah, and then this book came from Akashic Books, and this is a Caribbean writer. She's a professor, and this seems a little bit like autofiction, but maybe not. The main character in this one is a woman who's also a professor, a woman of Caribbean background, and works as a professor in the United States. Same background, who observes a man being, a black man being experiencing violence from the police. And so, yeah. I was supposed to read this during Caribathon, and I didn't get to it, but I'm going to read and review this pretty soon, so you'll hear me chat about that one. So yeah, this is Now Lalala Nose by Elizabeth Nunez, who, when I got this book, I didn't know that she was a Caribbean author, but very, very excited because Elizabeth Nunez, here she is. I think she's from Trinidad. I could be wrong. I think she's from Trinidad. So very excited about that. And here are some other books that I bought because of Caribathon. 3 books. These 2 books I bought myself because I was reading them for the Run Right Reads book club. So you're going to hear me chat about them in future videos. Only God Can Make a Tree by Bertram Roach, and Crossing the River by Carol Phillips. And the Run Right Reads book club pick, as well as the Caribathon group read for June, was Pleasant View by Celeste Mohammed, and I bought this myself, read it, and chatted about it a couple of times. So if you want to hear my thoughts on this one, you could go watch one of those videos. And then the last book that I'll share with you right here, right now, is Crying in H Part by Michelle Zarner, which I'm reading for BookTube Prize semifinals. So you'll hear my thoughts about this one in a video where I chat about my reactions to those books. So yeah, that is the last book haul for now. because more books are always coming. Guys, listen, let's just be fair. Even if I don't get books from Penguin Random House, I will still be getting books and sharing them with you here. So another book haul will come. It just may not feature books from Penguin Random House. So let's just take a moment and do what we can to increase Karen's Instagram following so we can get more books to chat about on YouTube. Thank you so much for watching this video. Give it a big thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe if you want to see more. Let's chat in the comments. Would love to know if you've read any of these, if you're excited about them, want to hype them up. Let's chat down there. And until we come back for another video, happy reading. Bye.